Red Voyage News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. LGBTQ and HIV/AIDS organizations call for educational meeting with DaBaby. It appears that several HIV/AIDS and LGBTQ organizations, including GLAAD and the Black AIDS Institute, are looking to educate DaBaby instead of canceling him. Now, I've never heard of the Black AIDS Institute until now. I guess the name of the CEO is Philip Wilson. But here's the thing, man. Like, when they know that you're signed to Interscope Records, which is owned by Universal Music Group. Universal, I mean, they're huge. Huge company. Huge organization. You know, these other companies, these other organizations, the other quote-unquote nonprofits, they're coming out of the woodworks as well, so they can get a check. They're going to say, we heard your inaccurate and harmful comments at Rolling Loud and have read your Instagram apology. The letter reads, however, at a time when HIV continues to HIV continues to disproportionately impact Black Americans and queer and transgender people of color, a dialogue is critical. We must address the miseducation about HIV expressed in your comments and the impact it has on various communities. At this point in time, a lot of these organizations are just clout chasing right now. This is all for clout. I've never heard of the Black AIDS Institute until now. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to attach their brand to the fake outcry of DaBaby's comments. All right. He never said any homophobic slur, and those rants, hey, if you don't have STDs, make some noise. Those, not rants, but those chants, DJs have been doing those chants for decades. All right. And the sucking D in the parking lot, nobody should be doing that, because if a police officer catches you doing that in the parking lot, then you are getting arrested. So he didn't say, hey, fellas, if you're not sucking D at all, make some noise or put a cell phone light in the air. That's something totally different. That was something very specific on what he said. Probably because he's walked in a parking lot before heading to his car, and the next car parked over, he's seen that before. You shouldn't be doing that in a parking lot. You should be doing that at a hotel, at home, wherever, but not in public. Then they want to say they want to educate him, but they're attaching the HIV/AIDS to the LGBTQ organization. Is there, are people in the LGBTQ community, is this something that people in the LGBTQ community experience? HIV and AIDS? Do people have AIDS and HIV in the LGBTQ community? Yes, but people have HIV and AIDS in the heterosexual community as well. Drug users, people who are passing and sharing needles, HIV and AIDS, it affects them too. So what are you doing? Like, are you really trying to educate him, or are you trying to miseducate him? Because at this point in time now, you're clout chasing. Hey, Universal Music Group, Interscope, you elevated him. You're giving the bag to him. Well, we know that you own record labels, television and movie studios. We know you own DreamWorks Animation. Your parent company is NBC Universal. You own CNBC News. You own a couple sports channels. Oxygen, Universal Kids, Bravo, Hulu. The list just goes on and on and on. Universal TV, the E channel. Hell, they even own Telemundo. All right. So the list just goes on and on. We know you own, all these different companies. We're going to need a check. Right now, people are just attaching their name to this, to DaBaby's name, the fake outcry, so they could cash in. There was like a list of events and shows that they were trying to drop him from. these different festivals. And the thing was, I mean, was his name? I mean, was he even on the lineup? I'm not saying that he wouldn't be on the lineup, but it's like, damn, we didn't even schedule that yet. And people, these different festivals are coming out of the woodwork somehow. Oh, we dropped him from this, that, and the third. Rap hustler, Bandman Kevo came out and said that, hey, a lot of these festivals right now, it seem like they're clout chasing. I mean, they're just saying his name to get shine on them. And then DaBaby commented and said, hey, you might be on to something. And this is what happens when you go from being independent to signing to a powerhouse like Universal, Interscope. On Twitter, I said the moral of the story is stay independent. And that got a lot of retweets and likes. It's kind of like, what happened to Tracy Morgan years ago. Tracy Morgan made some jokes. It was two different times, two different shows that he had. As a comedian, the stage is supposed to be sacred. And he made some jokes on stage about people in the gay community, but it was lighthearted jokes. It wasn't anything serious. But then the same thing that's happening right now to DaBaby happened to Tracy Morgan, because I think he was signed to, I think he was signed to NBC also. He was signed to NBC, and they were coming after him left and right until he got into that accident. He got hit by that Walmart truck, the guy driving that big Walmart 18-wheeler. After he got into that accident, I think he was in a coma for a while. Filed a lawsuit, won. And ever since then, they haven't came after Tracy Morgan ever since. I mean, Tracy Morgan right now is rich. Like, he sued Walmart. And, besides the money and everything, he lost a good friend. His friend that was in the passenger seat died. So we're seeing the same thing. I mean, the public, like, once you go from independent to signing to a major, you go from making $100,000 a year, a couple $100,000 a year, to millions a year, to now you have 20 million followers on Instagram, on social media platforms. People know who you're signed to, and they're able to attack these corporations because they want money off of you. Their come up is off tearing you down because of fake outrage. Okay, they know, okay, not only is he black, but we know the explicit content in their lyrics, they're bound to say something disrespectful that somebody will be pissed off at. Now, America is the land of lawsuits. I mean, I can only imagine how many lawsuits a rapper or the label that signed them, how many lawsuits come across their desks within a year. Hey, some gun club wants to sue you because of how you mishandled a prop gun in your music video and this, that, and the third. I could only imagine. All right. So what do you think? If you would like to make a donation, if you like the content that I'm posting up on this channel, you'd like to make a donation, head over to my buymeacoffee.com page. Link is in the description box below. Hover over the support tab, and you can quote unquote buy me a coffee. The minimum amount you could donate is $5. If you would like to become a member of my buymeacoffee.com page, it's similar to Patreon, then you could do so. Membership is $8 a month. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.